Hi, I'm Mike, and today we're trying to diagnose a bad wheel bearing on this 2001 Oldsmobile. And what I did was I jacked it up, I put the car in drive while the engine is running, and I got underneath the car and I listened to the wheel bearings. What I did was I used this stethoscope and I put this tip on the knuckle and I listened and see which one sounds louder. I took the car for a test drive and it was kind of hard to tell which side it was coming from. But by doing this, it makes me a little bit more confident that we're going to be changing the right one. So I suspect it's this one on the driver's side, and today we're going to be changing it. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Alright, the first step in removing this hub bearing assembly is you want to jack up the car and get it on jack stands if you haven't already. And then you want to also remove the wheel. Got this little cover here, it just pops right off. Set it to the side. Okay, once you get your wheel off, the first step I like to do is I like to loosen up this cap on the master cylinder because we're going to compress the caliper down here using a C-clamp. Just want to put it on there like this. We want to squeeze it because it'll make it a lot easier on removing it. So we're going to have to get across this ridge with the compressed. Squeeze it a little bit. Do it. After you get that compressed, remove the two bolts that are 13 millimeter. We get a bungee cord or a piece of wire, or whatever we got that's handy. Hang it off the strut. So that it's out of the way. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this roller. Put it out of the way. Then we're going to remove this axle nut here. It's a 35 millimeter. Once you get the axle nut off, you want to go ahead and take like a mallet or a hammer, and you want to tap on this axle here and see if it's free from the hub. And it looks like it is moving, so it looks like we'll be in good shape to remove it. The next step is to disconnect the sensor that goes to your ABS. You need to unplug it here by pressing out this tab. It should just slide down like that. And this clip here, it just clips into here. If you damage the clip, it's okay because the new one comes with another one. And you could also turn the steering wheel so you can get some better access to it. The next step is we're going to remove the 3 bolts that holds this wheel bearing hub assembly to the knuckle. And they're 13 millimeter, and you're probably going to need like a wobble and a socket on it, like a universal joint, so you can get to them. Now, you can do this with hand tools or power tools, it doesn't really matter. And that's it. Zip them out. After you remove those 3 bolts, next you want to try to get this hub assembly out. They make a special tool to remove it, like a hub puller. I don't have one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a hammer. See if we can just tap it out. Okay, the next thing I need to do is I need to remove this ABS sensor and the ringtone here, because the new one comes with one. And just gotta try to pry it out. It's okay if you damage it because it comes with a new one. And you're also gonna have to push this axle in to make clearance for this plug to come through here, because it's kind of tight, like that, as you're pulling this thing out. Another way, instead of trying to pull this sensor through here, what I did was I just cut the wire from the sensor to the plug. It makes it a lot easier. Okay, now I'm going to use a punch and a hammer. I'm just going to try to punch this ringtone out. Alright, you get your bad part, I'll bring it out on the bench and compare it to the new one. Make sure they're the same. And if you listen to this one, it's definitely bad. Because if you compare it to the new one just barely spins. It feels nice and solid. That's how a new one should be. And make sure it looks about the same. You got the 5 lugs, just like this one. They look about the same size. It's got a 3 bolt pattern on it for the mounting, and yeah, everything looks good. One more thing that I forgot to mention is if you look at the height, the old one's a little taller than the new one. That's because the studs are longer on this one. And not to worry, it'll work fine.